I just put my kids down to bed and I wanted to sit down and film this video very matter-of-factly because I'm gonna try really hard not to cry. You guys know that I have been working out. Oh, you guys, working out and my weight is a super sensitive subject for me. But we're gonna get through this together. Okay, and I'm trying to keep in mind that I'm speaking to my friends and my family, and I know that this video might be pretty controversial, but my heart and my prayer is that you will understand where I'm coming from. I have been working out for 5 consecutive months very, very consistently, and I have worked on my diet. It hasn't been perfect, but I feel like it's been a much more balanced diet and my portions have been a lot smaller. And recently I went into the doctor and he said, "Did you know that you have a hernia?" And I said, "No." And he's like, "Your belly button is way off-centered and it's because you have a hernia that's pushing your belly button over to the side." And I also have a pretty severe case of diastasis recti, and what that is all of your muscles in your stomach, they stretch out and I don't know if they tear each time you have a baby, but then they go back together again when you're done. And each time I had a baby, mine ripped and ripped and ripped a little more. And so after my last baby, I had these muscles that were just hanging in my stomach, and they have been torn and they are not able to go back together unless they're surgically sewn back together, which is why I had that hernia poking through the walls of my stomach. And so the doctor recommended that instead of band-aiding the situation and fixing only the hernia, that we go in, fix the hernia, and sew up my muscles and get all of that taken care of. He was very honest with what he was telling me. He said, "Now when you have this done, your stomach is gonna look really flat and nice, but then you'll have all this weight on, you know, your sides and things, and your body won't look very smooth or proportioned." So I thought about it. I knew that I wanted to get the first surgery done because obviously I have to. If you don't fix those hernias, they can burst, and then it's like your appendix bursting and you have, you know, garbage in your stomach, and it can be deadly. So I thought about this for a while, and I knew that I wanted a plastic surgeon to do it because that's their like specialty, and I want to make sure that I'm happy with the results. And he recommended, he said, "Well, why don't we go in and we do, I don't know why I'm so emotional. He said, "Why don't we go in and do a little bit of liposuction on your sides, so that way when you go in and have your tummy sewn in, your tummy tuck, you'll have a nice smooth canvas to work with," right? And I feel like that's a very normal thing to do. I feel like that would be nothing wrong with that. But I still just kind of struggled with it. And I think I struggled with it for a few different reasons. I didn't want to tell my parents. I didn't want to tell my mom because I didn't want her to say, "Oh, you don't need to have liposuction done. You don't need to have plastic surgery done." And so I didn't tell her. And I talked to my sisters and I said, "What do you guys really think? Like, what do you really think about this?" And I had prayed about it. And when I had prayed about it, this is really personal to me, so I'm being very vulnerable with you, so I hope that you are accepting me for what I'm saying. I said my prayers and I told Heavenly Father, "I am very grateful for the body that you have given me. I love my body, and even as I've gained weight over the years, I have always loved my body, and I've tried being an advocate of self-love and body positivity, and And I think that was hard too, because I thought, well, if I fix that, then people won't feel like they can relate to me if I fix that. And so that was kind of weighing a little heavy on my heart too. And as I talked to Joel, because in my mind and in my life, there's this triangle that I have, and it's me and Joel and God. And when I make decisions, those are the three people that matter to me. That's whose opinions matter most to me. And so I came to a conclusion that yes, this is what I wanted to do, because I'm youthful, I'm young, and I want to feel youthful and young, and I want to be healthy. The overall goal is to be healthy. As I've been working out, I've gained 10 pounds, which left me at 180 pounds, which that's the weight I delivered all 4 of my babies. That was at 180 pounds. And people were saying, oh, you're just gaining muscle, you're gaining muscle, but not 15 pounds, not 15 pounds of muscle. I've gained 15 pounds since I started working out. So the surgeon that I went to wanted to do this in 2 phases, just because it is a lot of work, and he was a little concerned about my blood supply. And so he went in and he did the liposuction first. When the doctor was done with his surgery, he came out and he told me that it had taken him an extra 3 hours longer than he had anticipated the surgery taking. And I asked, were there complications? And he said, I don't know if I would call them complications. He goes, but I have done hundreds and thousands of this exact type of surgery, and I have never seen what I saw with you and your body. He said that my fat was very, very fibrous, and it was very thick, and it was very woven together. And he said he's never seen fat that looked like that before. And so as he was suctioning out the fat, he said that every 5 to 10 minutes, they would have to stop the surgery and clear out their tubing and then continue going. And it sounds kind of gross, and it's almost like embarrassing, like my fat is worse than other people's fat. But he did say, he said, I can see that your muscles are very toned. I can tell that you've been working out and that you have toned muscle, but your fat was so bound to your muscles, it was almost as if as my muscles grew, my fat grew with it. Because he said, your arms were as dense as I've ever seen them. And my arms have been big. I've always been a little conscious about my arms. And he said that it was really difficult to try and get the fat out of my body because of how fibrous and thick it was. And he told me, and I don't know if this is comforting or not, but he told me that I would never have been able to lose that weight on my own. He said it doesn't matter how perfect your diet would have been. It doesn't matter how religious you were with working out, with your body makeup and your body build, your genetics, you would never have been able to have lost that weight on your own. And so the answer that I got in my mind after hearing him say that and after praying about it is that God knew that that was the right answer for me, was to go and have this surgery done. And I knew for myself that I wanted to get it done. And I don't know why, at the time, I didn't know why my heart and why my desires were so strong to have that done. And God knew. He knew what was going on inside of my body. He knew that I needed help and that I couldn't have lost the weight without doing this surgery. So I think it's very important for people to realize that in life, there is not one right answer for everybody. And the thoughts that I kind of had was I compared it to the internet. The internet is such a powerful tool, and it has brought the world so much knowledge, and it has done so good for the world. But the internet can also tear you apart, and it can ruin your life. It can ruin your life. And there are so many other examples of that, and same with cosmetic surgery. I made the choice for myself to do this, and for me, it was the right choice. I couldn't have achieved my goals without it. Are there people that go into cosmetic surgery because of their insecurities and because they want to look like a different person, or just go overboard with it? And can plastic surgery ruin your life? Of course it can. And I also had the image and the idea going in my mind, do I want teenagers growing up thinking that plastic surgery is the answer if they are not happy with their body? Of course I don't. Of course I don't. But what my point is that you're living your life, you're on your journey, and the only people that can make decisions for you when you're young and you're a teenager, it's you and your parents. And you have to be on the same team, you have to be on the same page. When you're married, it's you and your spouse that have to be on that same page. And I put God at the top of each of those categories, because I don't make decisions in my life without the guidance of our Heavenly Father, and that's the spiritual side of me. And if you don't believe in God, that's okay. Then you and your partner, or you and whoever is in your life, need to make these decisions together. And once I had my surgery, I was so excited to tell my mom. I didn't want to tell her because I didn't want her to worry. I didn't want her to tell me no. But she was so happy for me, because she realized as well that I couldn't have done it on my own either. And so I felt very, very happy and confident with my decision. Now, which brings me to the point of why I'm telling you guys. I do not believe that by me not telling you something is lying. If I wanted to go through this by myself and I didn't want to tell you guys, it isn't lying. That's just me maintaining my personal life. But I feel like I have a better relationship with you guys than, and maybe this is unhealthy for me to think, I don't know, but I feel like you're my friends, and I feel like I want you to know what I'm going through a little bit. I had the surgery a few weeks ago, and I just have been dying to tell you. Is that weird? Is it weird that I'm like, I'm dying to tell everybody what I've been going through? Because there's a few reasons why. I know a lot of women out there that struggle with weight, and weight is a very emotional and heavy burden to carry. And I didn't want people seeing me, oh, she's been working out and she lost all this weight. I've been working out and I haven't lost any weight. I didn't want an unrealistic look. I guess I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say. I didn't want an unrealistic reality for you watching me and you thinking that I'll never be able to achieve that. Well, don't swear, because then you'll ruin the clip. I was sitting here trying to gather my thoughts because I wasn't sure where I was going with that thought. And then the door opened. I thought, who is visiting me at this time of night? And it's my mom and dad.
We brought you some peaches.
Oh, you did? My mom has been so sweet. Well, I'm sitting here telling these guys about my story, and I told them that I had the surgery, and I told them how I was so nervous to tell you, and then I told them how excited I was to tell you because I knew that you would be happy for me.
supportive.
Yeah, supportive. And I just can't even tell you guys how appreciative I am to have supportive parents. And it does make my heart go out to people that have to go through hard things that don't have supportive parents, because it happens all the time. And I was kind of trying to tell them that in relationships, you know, it's Joe and I and God that makes our decisions. And if we're happy, then that's our answer, because we're living our lives. And I'm sure you guys have gone through so many times where you guys have had to make decisions, and hard decisions, but you know that those decisions are right for you because you're the only ones that are going through it, you know.
Yeah.
So
you and Joel are blessed with the inspiration for you and Joel's family.
yeah.
Grandma and Grandpa are here to support.
Yeah.
They can't ground you for that.
Well, we could, but
Well, I know, I was like, I didn't tell them because I didn't want my mom to tell me no. and I think before you would have known all of this, you probably would have shied away from it, right? Like if I came to you and was like, hey, I really want to get some liposuction done.
Well, actually, when you told me that you had to have that operation that they were going to do, I probably would have been okay with it.
Oh.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
you
Yeah.
never know if parents
Well,
have.
Yeah.
well, and hearing your story afterwards, it makes
Yeah.
I'm glad you did, because it sounds like that, you know,
It wouldn't have happened
you
on
would have
its
never been able to
own.
get rid of it any other way.
Yeah. And my doctor did tell me, he said, this is why liposuction was invented, is for people that can't lose weight on their own. That is why it was invented. And has it gone to more extreme? Do people use it for more modern and for other reasons? Yes. And I think that is why, what was I going to say? I lose my thoughts so much. I'm on a little bit of medication, and so this video is a little hard to stay focused on. It can be abused the same way. Like there's so many good things out in the world, but that get abused for the wrong reasons. Well, that was a super awesome surprise. I did not expect my parents to bring me in a peach cobbler, so it was really nice to have them walk in. Even though the week that I stayed in California for this surgery was excruciating, I truly feel like it was one of the best weeks of my life. Joel and I grew so close to each other, and it really was a very spiritual weekend. My mom didn't really know what was going on with me. I didn't really know what was going on with her. And as we talked about it when we got home, she said, "You were on my mind 24/7. And I said, "You were on my mind 24/7. I said, "In my hospital bathroom, there was this exact same picture that you picked out, and it's in her bedroom." And so it was almost as if I was seeing my mom every day in the hospital. And we just, I don't know, there was this unspoken communication between us that really, it was a very neat experience. And okay, so that whole weekend started. So I went on that weekend to do a brand deal. So we left, and as we were like on the plane and all of that, we did a brand deal. And then we were there for the week. And then the day I got home, I had like this flu type thing. Oh, it was so bad. I got super, super sick when I very first got home. That was like a 24-hour bug or something. And then I have finished healing, and I'm still in the process of healing, but I am getting a lot better. So anyway, I just want to let you guys know that I feel like our relationship is very important, and this is something that I wanted to share. Like I said, it wasn't necessary for me to share with you. I don't feel like I needed to share it with you, but that I wanted to. And I'm fully aware that I will get some pretty mean comments. I'm pretty sure that I will get plenty of mean comments, but I think that if you could put yourself in my shoes, I wonder what you would do. And like I said, each choice for certain people, it's different. What's right for one person isn't going to be right for another, and vice versa. So Anyway, last thing, Olivia said, Mom, is that how you're gonna do your hair for your video? And I said, yeah, there's not really a whole lot I can do because I can't quite lift my arms all the way up yet. And, and she said, well, I can help you with your hair. I said, nope, it is what it is, honey, it's fine. I thought that was pretty funny that she thought my hair didn't look very good for this video. Anyway, I love you guys. I hope that you show me respect the way that I hopefully show you guys respect. I love you very much, and we'll talk soon. Bye.